ain't gonna lie, high key, this was damn near on the verge of not happening. But all the dogs was like, yo, dog, come on. Between my conscience already bothering me in and of itself, like, yo, you ain't done nothing in a minute as far as like getting on camera since like the Boruto time skip stream. Maybe you should do it. Then earlier my brother Max was like, yo, you streaming? What's going on here? And I'm like, yo, I'm tired as hell. I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired. So then that was that. And then I got a phone call just a little bit ago that kind of woke me up out of my sleep. On top of the fact that my dog decided, yo, we barking, we out here barking right now. I don't know why we're barking, but let's bark and you're gonna wake up. So here we are. Again, I know it's mad late, and because people are like starting school again and work and all that other shit, not that many people could pop out, but it is what it is. Let's see. So this week, as far as what we're going to be reading later, it isn't the most packed. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know, this replay in my ear is starting to annoy me. We don't got like that much to read. Obviously Boruto's a monthly thing. Black Clover, wow, yo, that's crazy. I keep on forgetting, yo, Black Clover's like not done, but as far as like on a weekly or every other week or a monthly, like no more Black Clover. So yeah, which is very odd. I don't want to say funny, very odd, considering like, yo, I'm kind of like dialing it back, so to speak, on what I do. And here comes Black Clover, one of the series that I don't want to say is synonymous with me, but in terms of like over the last few years, I went very hard with Black Clover and kind of got a little bit of my name stuck next to it. So to see it kind of dialing back is just phenomenally interesting. So no more Black Clover though. And we got My Hero, Jujutsu Kaisen, and I might throw in Chainsaw Man's latest chapter as well. Why the hell not? We could get some Chainsaw Man incoming. Replace Black Clover Candy Flurry. Yo, you fooling, dog. You fooling. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Life lately has been something else. I've been having a lot of very different experiences, to come. Just life has been so different for me lately, yo. I ain't gonna lie, you know, especially if you've been around since the old Naruto days of, you know, me reviewing the Naruto manga, Big 3, all that stuff. My life has just changed so much, and I'm grateful for it. Because, you know, I've spoke on it many times, and, you know, even though a lot of creators won't admit it, or they'll admit it way later on once, you know, their gravy train has sailed off. But you really be feeling like a hamster on a wheel. And I know I've spoke about it a lot, but, you know, I feel kind of like I might not necessarily be off the wheel per se, because life in general will have you, you know, juggling a lot of stuff. But ultimately, I'm grateful that my life is different now. I'm very grateful. I'm blessed to say that while, yeah, it's not the same type of financial success right now as like, yo, back when shit was popping with talking about all these crazy anime and manga stuff or whatnot. I'm grateful that my life is no longer revolved around like, oh man, are they gonna love me when I talk about the comic book? Are they gonna love me when I talk about this latest thing? Oh, I gotta make sure I shape my opinion properly, even though I still want to keep it real. But are they gonna love me if I don't, you know, keep it real? Or are they gonna love me if I do keep it real? You know, being able to step back and just see it, like, it's a wild experience that, again, unless you're in it and you kind of step back, take a couple steps back, you won't understand it. Like, you start to see, it looks like, I don't want to say a circus. It just looks like a freaking like a video game or something, when you just see all these people that, you know, are still stuck in the grind, and maybe, you know, they're complacent in it because they see like, yo, dog, you know, I'm making money right now, dog, you know what I'm saying? Sure, you're making money, but at what cost? You know what I'm saying? What is the cost of that money you're making? Because yeah, you might be making a lot of it, but are you constantly checking your phone every 5 freaking minutes because you're so deeply down the rabbit hole of addiction to this work that you don't even realize it? That's most creators. You know, you think that they living the lap of luxury out there, but most of them, they're at 1 o'clock in the morning checking their phone, looking at their YouTube analytics, and at 1 in the afternoon recording, writing notes and whatnot. So when do you really escape from work? When do you get a time off? Those that have followed me for years, you've seen, like, yo, my room at points, it was like an anime circus. You know what I'm saying? And while some people were like, that's so cool, that's so cool, trust me, after a certain point, like, the novelty of, like, yo, I got all this anime stuff around me, I got all these figures, it wears off, and you start to get resentful towards it. Like, dog, I love One Piece to death, but I do not want to wake up to Whitebeard holding a freaking giant rod. Pause. The One Piece is real. No. You know, the statues that I had, just waking up to looking at statues nonstop and kind of feeling like you're trapped in this strange, I don't know what would be the word. I want to use enigma, but I'm not familiar with the definition, so we're not going to use enigma. But just feeling like you're trapped in this strange vortex of sorts. Hey, two blue vortex. And to kind of be out of it and read what you want, enjoy what you want, not feel like you're on task of this, you know, anime and manga world, which again, you just apply it to anybody, whatever. Let's just say you're a YouTuber for, I don't know, tech. Sure, you know, you got your tech, you got to be looking, oh, what's the latest tech upgrade, what's the latest hard drive, what's the latest motherboard, all that stuff. So there's just a lot of different people doing different things. I've been seeing some creatives have been stepping back after all this time because, yeah, you know, people don't realize, and it's something that, I don't know, maybe down the road there'll be like some massive like conglomerate of lawsuits, like, were you addicted to YouTube? Did you put in 20 million hours working? Call this number right here. Oh shit, we might get to that point at some given point. Maybe it won't even be just YouTube and shit. But I have been checking out a couple of other different things because I know I'm talking like, oh my god, the anime, I'm whatchamacallit, a victim. I'm a victim. Because I actually picked up some more comic book stuff. I was gonna just show what I'm reading, but by the way, yo, look at this. This is mad random, dog. Me and my daughter bought one each. It's like supposed to be like a head massager. It's mad strange, but it's funny and it feels kind of good. Anyway. Let's see here. I did buy one manga related thing, so we have that to look at. I'll show you in a second. Let's see, because I got like a whole bunch of shit here now. My desk is starting to look like I'm hoarding comics. I guess I'll start off with the one manga thing that I got. I picked this bad boy up. Is this right? Witch Hat Atelier. I don't know how the hell you pronounce it, but I've seen for a long time. The main reason why I picked this up, to be honest with you, because I've heard of some good recommendations from some people that read it, but even more so, the art has always intrigued the crap out of me. Like, look at this art. You know what I'm saying? Like, the art has always intrigued me very heavily because it looked like really good. Let me see, can I get a good page so I can show you guys? Either way, the art looks really dope. I've heard good things about it. Let's check out the synopsis. A touch of magic. Meet young Coco, curious and bright and desperate to learn how magic's wrought, but witches keep their secrets hidden tight, and witches, Coco knows, are born, not taught. Then one day Coco spies upon a witch as he prepares the charms for which she yearns, and sees that, like her skill with thread and stitch, the truth is magic's something she can learn. Now with this knowledge, Coco starts to try to teach herself the witch's way with charms, and yet her aspirations go awry as Coco's magic causes grievous harm. To set things right, Coco leaves her home, and so begins the tale within this tome. And I ain't gonna lie, sounds interesting, art looks gorgeous, heard good things. So that's the one manga thing where it's like, I can't leave manga completely, you know. Got one manga related thing. Let's see, Runa Mamba said it's pronounced Atelier. Okay, Atelier, we'll go with that. But then as far as comics go, I ain't gonna lie, I am right now in a massive Milestone media bonanza. Because in case you don't know what Milestone is, if you've ever heard of Static Shock, that was birthed from Milestone. Well, I think it was called Milestone Comics at the time. Now it's Milestone Media, Dwayne McDuffie. So Static, if you watch the last stream, you know, I bought some Static Shock comics and whatnot, read them, love it, all that good stuff, the revival. So this week, I ain't gonna lie, I was just thinking like, man, I wonder what else Milestone has, because I've heard about all of Milestone's other stuff for years and years. I'm talking about back to like 04, 06. You know, I was hearing about all these stuff that Milestone had, but I was only really familiar with Static because, you know, back in the day I saw the Static Shock cartoon. I never saw, you know, they didn't have no other animated programming for the other Milestone stuff, so I was a big Static nerd. I love Static, still love Static. My friend Nicholas Draper Ivy is doing the latest Static comics and whatnot. Really good stuff. You should check them out if you haven't. But I've always been curious, like, yo, well, what else is Milestone doing? They're the first black created comic company. You know what I'm saying? Like, there gotta be some other good stuff. So I picked up the revival of Icon and Rocket, because there was the old Icon and Rocket, and then now they're doing just like there was the old Static, now they're doing the new Static. There's the new Icon and Rocket. And before I get to some of the other stuff that I got from Milestone, oh my God, Icon and Rocket. To give you a brief idea, Icon, which is the dude right here with the red and green drip, he is a very old alien that's been on Earth since before the Civil War. And he actually tried to stop slavery, which is like wild how they went into all this stuff. He actually had tried to stop slavery, but the racist that was controlling the situation sent out an alien that stopped him and like blew him down. Pause. And ultimately it kind of led into him having to go into hiding for a bit. But he's like, from my understanding, and this comic doesn't really explore exactly how strong he is, because I read the whole thing. I just have a little paper from the beginning, but I've read the whole season 1 of Icon and Rocket. Where I lost my train of thought. Pretty much he is apparently able to like rival Superman in terms of strength, but from what I've seen, I think there's even stuff where he like fought Superman at some given point. But Icon and Rocket, and then she is like a, you know, more of a newer, like, you know, modern day girl, so to speak, that she's dating like this dude that's a piece of crap. One day they break into a mansion because they're gonna rob it. He's kind of like manipulating her because she's a little young-minded and kind of impressionable, gullible, all that stuff. So he's not nothing to do with it yet. I'm giving you the narrative. She's dating like a knucklehead, and his buddies and him coerce her into let's break into this mansion and rob it. And she's living like a life of crime and whatnot. She breaks into the mansion, and then this dude shows up. They don't know what's going on. They just like, oh shit, yo, and they shoot him. He doesn't die at all. He's like, okay, now I gotta punish you guys. So kind of punishes them a little bit, tells her, yo, what are you doing running with these people? You a smart girl. And ultimately it kind of, because of the way he treated her, even though like, yo, they shot him, nothing happened or whatnot, and he was still very benevolent and nice for her, it kind of radicalized her mind into, yo, imagine being like a superhero. Because he had crazy powers, but after that battle that he had with the alien before the Civil War, I think it was before the Civil War or during the Civil War, somewhere around there, he went into hiding for many years and kind of just was waiting for Earth's technology to catch up to where he needed it to be so that he could get off Earth and go back home. Ultimately, she essentially is like, yo, let's be superheroes. We could actually change the world. We could stop all the drug dealers. We could literally change the world for the better. Like, let's just be superheroes. At first, he doesn't want to, and he tries to explain to her, like, yo, the moment I take those drug dealers off that corner street, they're going to be brand new drug dealers the very next day, and so on and so forth. Every time I take them out, there's going to be more, because in order for this economic climate and in order for the structure of the way they have this world, there needs to be drug dealers on the street. Not that he's saying that he agrees with it, but that's just what's going to happen. He tries to explain to her. She's like, yo, let's just give it a try. Come on, please, let's just give it a try. He reluctantly, I guess, goes along with it or agrees with it. I don't know if it's to teach her a lesson. I don't know what it is, but he's like, I bet. He gives her a power belt, which allows her to have superpowers, because again, she's just a regular girl, but this belt gives her, I guess, similar powers to what he's capable of or whatnot. Like, she could reflect stuff, she could do a bunch of different really cool things. And also, they're in the same world, and Static is referenced many times. In fact, in one of the last chapters, Static is actually in there, Like the last 2 chapters, I think Static is in there and goes on an adventure with them or whatnot. Well, not even an adventure, some wild stuff that happens. So it's really dope that, again, Milestone is going heavy in building their universe. They're not playing around. They're really here to make some dope stuff. So they go on like this journey of like stopping all these things. But then now the world governments, you know, the United States, everybody's like, yeah, we was kind of secretly, you know, trying to act like we don't care about the drug dealing and, you know, weapons and all the crime, but it kind of helps the economy, and they're destroying the economy, so we need to do something with them. They're messing things up because we are complicit with these bad things. Despite we try to act like there was a war on drugs, well, the drugs was actually helping. So now they become targets themselves because they were stopping so much of the, you know, drug dealers and all this really messed up stuff that was happening. I want to see if I could find, man, there was this one, their wanted posters that I was just like, oh my god, bro. Between Rocket being so freaking cool and Icon just being epic as hell, like, I loved this comic so much while I was reading it, dude. Hold on, I'm trying to see. I probably won't be able to find it. But yeah, there's like really cool stuff. Let me see. Oh, I think I just saw Static right here. Because there's a crossover with Static. Yeah, see, this is the first page right here. She's in, her and Virgil are in the same classroom. So you see Virgil Hawkins in the classroom with her or whatnot, and that's how it begins. Of he's like, hey, you know, I'm Virgil. I'm actually Static. You're a Rocket, aren't you? And so on and so forth. Oh, bam, right here. Look at that. Look how freaking cool, bro. Look at her. He's there like, I don't even want to be doing this, because he was, despite having his powers and whatnot, he was kind of just being low-key. Like, he wasn't trying to make waves. I think he had participated in a couple of things with the government throughout the years, but he was not really trying to stir up some stuff. It's come along, you know, this girl Rocket, and it's like, yo, let's change the world for the better. You have the power. You're giving me the power. Let's do this. And it was just a phenomenal book. I ain't gonna lie. I was out at the studio working on the upcoming Heroes project. By the way, in case you don't know, I got an album out, Rise of Tim Roosevelt. I'm sure you know. In case you don't, got a bunch of really dope songs like Day Ones and whatnot. You could listen to it on all streaming platforms, iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff. But I was at the studio working on the deluxe, I guess you would say, which I'm kind of a little torn in a way on what I'm gonna do as far as that project goes, but I'll talk about that maybe in a bit. And I had like half of it left to read, and while the engineer is like working on you know, perfecting certain stuff and doesn't really need my opinion on certain aspects, I'm like, okay, let me sit back and finish this. And this was great. This is so good. I highly recommend if you want some really dope comics, you know, all black characters. It's just like, oh, so good. I also like how Milestone really goes hardcore with this guy. Is it Edward Alva? Either Edwin Alva or Edward Alva. He's one of the people that, even back in Static Shock, he's like this multi-billionaire, think of like a Steve Jobs type motherfucker that kind of owns everything, you know, this genius guy, but he's underneath it all like super crooked, and he's responsible for a lot of messed up stuff too. So they're just really building out, like, he's kind of like a Lex Luthor. Think like a Lex Luthor. He's kind of like a Lex Luthor type of character. And Icon and Rocket, I can't stress enough, if I didn't explain it well enough, go read this. The new Icon and Rocket, the writing is great. Art, I'm not gonna lie, art is pretty damn awesome. I'm just really like how can I say this? Shout out to my guy Nicholas Draper Ivy. I know he would crush it, but by no means am I trying to step on the art, because the art looks gorgeous and I had a great time with the art. I gotta throw a plug for my guy Nicholas, that his art on Static, you know, I'm still at the end of the day an anime and manga kind of guy, and Nicholas's art more so complements and reflects like anime and manga type of art. This one is like classic comic book stuff, but don't sleep on the art on this one either. This is Reginald Hudlin and Leon Chills, I think, are the ones that did the writing, and then you got Doug Braithwaite, Andrew Curry, and Brad Anderson on, I think is it writing? I want to say that's on the writing, but phenomenal book, great stories, and I don't know if I'd say, I don't want to say this, I'm just like, because I don't think season 2 is going to be coming for a while for this. Right now they're working on Icon versus Hardware, because there's a character in the Milestone universe called Hardware, so I picked up that, right? And then, let's see, is this book 1? This is book 2. Well, I'll just show you guys. I picked up These are collectors, and these are very freaking, not very heavy, but they're thick books of Milestone's old stories. So this is before the relaunch and the revamp of what they're doing now. These were the original versions of Static. These were the original versions of Iconic Rocket. These were the original versions of Hardware. Is it Blood Syndicate? I want to say their other one. So this is the original ones. I'm currently on the first collector's book now, and I'm reading. It starts off with Hardware. Now, Hardware is about this guy. Forgive me, I can't remember homie's name, but art-wise, it looks like it was straight up inspired by Dwayne McDuffie. Homie looked straight up like young Dwayne McDuffie back when he first started Milestone. Essentially, it's this black guy that he's working for, Edward Alva, or Edwin Alva. I keep forgetting it's Edward or Elvin, or Edward or Edwin. But he's working for him, has a pretty good life. He's like a scientist type of guy for him. And one day he's like, yo, I'm doing so good for this dude. Let me ask him for a raise. I'm sure he'll give it to me. Why not, right? And I'm not going to hold this because it's going to be annoying. But hold on. Let me just give you a little close-up of the art on this bad boy. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, my God, Milestone. What are you doing to me? This is so cool. I hope that in 5 years, when I'm looking back talking about this, Milestone has made major moves. And they're like all over the place and popular as hell. Like the way manga blew up. Because these stories are so good. But so he goes to ask Alva for a raise, and the way Alva responds is absolutely disgusting. He's like, oh man, this is such an interesting feeling. Like, imagine your dog complaining to you that things aren't as comfortable as he would like. That's what he tells this guy. So he's like, wow. He basically tells him, you're not special, you're not wanted here, you're useful. Yo, this dude was just baffled as to like, yo, how dare you talk to me this way? What? So he uses the science technology that he has, because again, he's a massive scientist, and he creates like this thing, like the suit that gives him, I guess you would say, abilities and whatnot to do all sorts of crazy things, and he becomes Hardware. And at first it's like, yo, just to kind of get back at him for what he did, like, yo, he treated me wrong. But as he started digging into Alva, he realized, oh, Alva's crooked as hell. This dude has his hands in all sorts of crime, gangs, drug dealings. Like, he's terrible. I'm gonna take him down just because of that as well, not just because he did me dirty. So he starts and I'm only like 3 issues into the old one, so again, I don't know exactly how things pan out, but he starts attacking all of Alva's like side ventures or whatnot, all the under the table stuff that he's doing, little by little, gaining a reputation. After a certain point, he kind of gets set up, because Alva's like, yo, who is this guy that is doing this to me, destroying my life? So he sets a trap. Hardware kind of gets his stuff kicked in, so to speak, and barely scrapes by. He lands in his apartment. Just by the grace of God, he actually survived. A girl kind of caught him that he was Hardware, and he explained it to her, and she basically is like, yo, so you did all this because you didn't get a raise? Clearly missing the point. Like, hey, I'm a black man, and this white guy is talking to me like I'm a fucking dog. Yes, I think I'm gonna do some shit. On top of that, he's a crooked piece of garbage. Yes, I'm gonna do something. So shorty missed the message entirely, but it is what it is. Everybody ain't gonna understand what's going on, you know what I'm saying? So he decides where I left off at. All right, I clearly need to just do one last mission. If you cut the head off, you know, everything else becomes numb. So where I left off, he's planning on attacking Alva himself to rid the world of the problem of Edward Alva. So that's where I left off. And it's great, I ain't gonna lie. And I believe it's written by Dwayne McDuffie. The main character looks, again, like if you look at an old picture of Dwayne McDuffie back when Milestone first launched, this is probably what was on Dwayne McDuffie's mind of what he would have loved to do maybe to one of his bosses. Like, maybe he was getting mistreated by one of his bosses and decided, yo, I'm gonna write a comic about how I'll fuck his shit up. Max asked, how long is one issue? I haven't really counted the pages, but I'm not gonna lie, it flies by, dog. Like, it was late last night, so I only got up to like 2 or 3 issues of Hardware, but I could read the crap out of this. It's something about these comics, dog. It's the same way with like music. Like, you know how they say certain artists, you know, they got soul. Like, you know, they don't sing, they sang. Oh my god, that's how I feel about a lot of these Milestone works. Like, going back to the Static stuff, Static Opposed to all the other stuff, Static, the difference is that Static feels very, I don't want to say contemporary, and when I say contemporary, I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm saying like it's a younger, more hip, more current to the times type of stuff with season 1. I think season 2, my guy Nicholas is also doing the story as well. So I'm imagining that's probably going to be a little bit different for season 2. It also sounds like it's more dark. I think the collection of that comes out in February, so I'm picking up the collection. I prefer to just get the collections. Shout outs to the individual comics. I think I got a few of the individual comics, but I'm going to get the collections for season 2 of Static. So I think it's going to probably change, but Static feels a little bit more younger and hip. This stuff feels like, again, dude, it's like, yo, my boss just shitted on me, I'm going to destroy his life. You know what I'm saying? Icon and Rocket making a worldwide political stance, changing the world in general and becoming enemies of the world because of it, because the world is, you know, I guess giving the blind eye to stuff because it makes the economy go around and stuff like that. Like, these are more adult centric stories, but I love them so much. I'm not gonna lie, again, there's just something so freaking amazing. I love it. This is coming, I guess, from a guy as well that, you know, I've been primarily a manga dude for many years now. So to break away from manga and the traditional storytelling, which I'm not putting down manga, y'all know I ride for my manga to death. No, don't play. But it just feels so breath of fresh air, and I'm having so much fun with it, and it's so different, and it's so much, it resonates with a lot of things that I feel and the things that I see, and just I really love this stuff, and I'm gonna keep on, you know, once I read through these 2 collections. I think they're gonna probably put out, because this isn't all of it, because it's basically these 2 collections is the beginning of, they're collecting all of the old Milestone verse into big books. So they're gonna, all the old hardware, all the old Static, all of that is going to be in these collectors, and then eventually I'm gonna just stick with, you know, the new stuff that's gonna be coming out after I read all the old stuff, because yeah, I'm excited for more Icon and Rocket. I think there's a revamp of hardware, but man, this old stuff is so and of course, hardware being written by Dwayne McDuffie, rest in peace to the legend, the GOAT. It adds even tenfold, which is crazy, because again, I grew up with Dwayne's work on Static. So to actually see the other side of Dwayne, where it's like, yo, Static was, I put a shock to your system, while hardware is, fuck this guy, I'm gonna destroy his whole existence. It's like, yo, Dwayne, he was a wild boy, man. God bless his soul. And yeah, I'm just having a blast with comics, as you can see. It feels so like, because if you read, especially to the level of manga I've read, I know there's some people that have read more than me, but I've read a lot of manga, a lot of manga. If you've read as much manga as me, you could see certain patterns that manga in particular has. Like, manga has a certain structure. Manga, because, you know, it's written by authors in Japan. So to come here to works that are written by Black Americans, it's just so different, refreshing. And I'm just absolutely loving it. I'm loving it so much. I really hope the best for Milestone. I would love to at some given point be able to dabble with them in anything, because they're just great. You know, they gave my friend an opportunity, Nicholas Draper Ivy, to, you know, do his thing with Static. And in general, their storytelling, you know, the maestro himself, Dwayne McDuffie, was the founder of this stuff to begin with, or one of the founders. Shout outs to the others. And they're just phenomenal, man. If you want some really awesome comics, if you've been looking for like, yo, I want some black characters in my stories, or it doesn't even have to be that you want black characters, I just want some good storytelling, dude. I just want some good art, good storytelling, some really awesome stuff. Milestone is kicking them doors, and I'm loving it so much. So yeah, that's really where a lot of my entertainment has been, aside from just doing my work related stuff. And yeah, it's been quite awesome. I am going to probably, between now and the next time y'all see me, I'm going to catch up with the Bleach anime. I'm like three or four episodes behind, I don't know. I'm going to catch up with the Bleach anime, because I do want to talk more about that, even though, yo, the video on demand of that on the Fonet Media channel, some people were very upset. And it almost feels like sometimes like, yo, is there like some sort of bot program in place for people to say the exact same comment? Because at first I used to think like, okay, you know, it's just clearly angry Bleach fans that are upset over my, you know, back in the day I talked some stuff about Bleach, mostly jokes, and like, people, you know, was taking it to heart or whatever, like, how dare you do that, now you're talking about Bleach. But it went from that to, yo, it looks like it's a straight up bot. Like, there's no way that people are starting off their comments with the exact same thing. Aren't you the same guy that said bad stuff about Bleach? So that leads me to believe, like, if I'm constantly, whenever I talk about Bleach, getting that exact same type of phrase, that ain't, unless these people are like, no, I was gonna say unless they're like a cult. No, it's just very strange. Of like, I get almost the exact same first sentence or two. Aren't you the same guy that blah 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 about Bleach years ago, and now you want to talk about Bleach? Yes, I'm gonna talk about Bleach, and yes, I'm going to keep it real. And if that upsets you, that's your problem, fam. I can't help you. That's your business, not mine. Because I just saw like a few comments. I'm like, yo, first of all, this is my low-key channel. You know, it's my a little startup that I'm working on and whatnot. And these little cretins found their way to like, oh, why are you trying to slander Bleach? If you don't get a fucking life. If you don't get a life, though. But again, I don't think that a lot of those people are actually real. Like, I think those are genuine bots. Because there's no way that the same opening sentences are carrying on. And yes, people, there are bot accounts that are programmed to say the same shit. Because there's no way, again, hey, aren't you the same guy? Fuck you. And I know I'm sorry, I'm sorry I'm cussing, lads, but yeah, just had to put that out there. Haters can eat a bag of dicks. Big bag, big bag, big bag. Thank you, Dead Zombie. I go to the gym constantly. It's really the only reason why y'all not seeing like you know, Brolic Roosevelt is my eating habits. I still haven't been able to conquer that, but boy, the things I've been able to conquer over the last year, like pretty much from January on, I've been really on this journey. And you know, from dropping soda, dropping McDonald's, dropping just so many different things, toxic things out of my life. You know, if I was able to do all that, I know at some given point I'll be able to master, you know, getting a proper appetite and getting a proper daily eating routine going, to really get where I want to be as far as like, yo, because I ain't gonna lie, I've gained so much muscle, it's crazy. Like, you know, you could feel the muscle. It's just that, again, my body fat isn't where it needs to be, but you could legitimately like, yo, dog, I could lift, you know what I'm saying? I could put the paws, you know what I'm saying? Shout outs to Kuma. But yeah, I've come such a long way, and it just gives me confidence to know that like, yo, if I did that, like, yo, it sounds silly to me now, but to conquer getting rid of soda, when soda is a massive addiction, to conquer getting rid of just so many different things from, you know, at one point vaping, at one point, you know, back in the day smoking cigarettes, at one point drinking alcohol. I don't do none of that no more. And if I can do that, 110% anybody that's watching this, that you're struggling with any of that you want to kick from soda to cigarettes and alcohol, yo, you can do it. I know it sounds funny as hell, but you can 110% do it, because I didn't think in 100 trillion years my ass would be able to do any of that, or create an addiction to, because if there's any addiction that I've ever had that I'm very happy to have, it's the gym. Going every other day to the gym. When I don't go every other day to the gym, I feel so bad, but I'm happy about that. If I can do that, create an addiction to the gym and cut out most of that stuff, oh, there's so many people with great, strong wills and they don't even know it. You can do it, okay? Because I was down bad. I was down horrendous. I thought it was never going to happen. I thought I could never make gym life a part of my life. I thought I could never do a lot of the things that I did, and I did it. And you can do it too. Anybody can do it. Like, just being honest with you, it's just, you know, that whole classic saying. And again, the classic sayings are there because they're real. You know, you can do whatever you want. You can achieve whatever you want. You can. You literally can. And I know there'll be one jackass that'll be like, oh, so can I fly or some shit like that? You get what I mean. And who knows, maybe. But the point being is that you can do whatever the hell you want to do, dude. Like, if you really want to lose that weight, if you really want to gain that muscle, if you really want to drop that addiction, if you really want to create whatever it is that you've been trying to create, maybe you want to be an artist, and maybe you start off and it's like myself, I can't draw for shit. You know, I could try, but over time you can become a god with the pen. Over time you can become incredible with it. Maybe you want to be a cook. Maybe you want to be a I don't know, pro driver, anything, dog, you can do it. I'll tell you right now, and this is not speaking from a place of ego or pride. I want to stress again, this is not coming from, I'm gonna pull Dr. Umar. This is not coming from a place of ego or pride. One more time, it is not from a place of ego or pride, but I can rap. Like, I got this one record. It's called The Big Picture. I'm just like, wow. Like, yo, who's this MC, dog? Who is this guy that not only, because it's very integral to me, not only you got to be able to, you know, to be classified as like, yo, he's dope on the mic, you know, he's an MC. Not only you got to be able to spit bars, you know, similes, metaphors, all of that stuff, but what is your subject matter? Because if you're spitting bars about death and destruction of black people, you can keep it. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, the radio seemingly has for a very long time loved to pump that. I think a change is coming. That's cool. But you're not cool. You can rap about death and destruction of black people. Get out of here with that. Take that shit out of here. If you can do all of that wordplay, simile and stuff, and do it in a way that is like beneficial to people in general, now you got my attention. And that's the alley that I'm trying to go. Because, yeah, once upon a time, I used to rap about, yo, fuck that shit, all that nonsense that is just like, what are you doing? You're poisoning your own people. Stop it. And so I'm very grateful to be at this position where I could 100% tell you with confidence and with conviction that, yo, dog, I can spit. And I'm very grateful that I have this ability. I've learned from some of the best. Shout out to A Room Full of Mirrors. Shout outs to Daylight, Ichiban Dan, Punch, everybody in there. I just been taking notes and learning and little by little progressing too. Y'all gonna see the rise, baby. Y'all ready? Y'all heard the rise? Just imagine once he rose. Hey, it's gonna be wild. But yeah, again, I say all that to say that 5 years ago, people were clowning on me like, he's talking about eating ass. What a terrible rapper. Oh God. And if those same people heard and they were actually, you know, not being ignorant, and they heard some of the stuff that I'm doing now, they would be like, they're internally at the very least, maybe outwardly it'd be hard for them to accept, like, holy snap. But internally they would understand, like, oh snap, he can spit. What? And that's from being determined, because I was like, I know I can rap. I know I can do this. I love this. Music is everything to me. I am music. I love music so much. And I had to go hard at it. I had to go through a lot to get to this point. I had to have a lot of a push. I had to have a lot of different things, but I got here. You know what I'm saying? If you heard the rise already, you know that I came a long way. And since the rise is wrapped up with the stuff that I'm working on now for Heroes, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. You can make it happen. Just got to apply yourself and go for it, baby. I believe in you, because, you know what I'm saying? A quote that's been floating around lately that I love to hear is, be the adult that you needed as a kid. And that's something that I've struggled and I'm definitely becoming, is I want to be the adult, and I want to be the person for people that I didn't have. I want to be that person that, you know, when I was a kid, like, man, if only I had that one person to tell me, you know, yo, you could do that. You like science? You could be a scientist. Why not? You know, I wish I had that, but since I didn't have that, I'm grateful that I didn't have that, because now I can be like, all right, that's what pushes me to, I want to be that for somebody. I want to be that for my kids. I can be that for whoever may be watching, not just as like, oh, an adult, but like just somebody that can tell you, yo, dog, I've seen it with some crazy shit in my life that sometimes it's like, yo, is this real? Like, you can really do it. I got a guy, one of my homies right now, that he has, you know, he has some disabilities, and he's chasing his dreams heavily. He has some physical disabilities, and he's going hardcore to make his dreams a reality. God bless. And if homie can do that, why the hell can't you? What are you waiting for? You know what I'm saying? I got a homie that he's been wanting to do things for so long. And, you know, he went for it. He made the uncomfortable decisions to, like, reach out to people. You know, that stops us a lot of times, too. And I've had it, and I still, like, not necessarily struggle with it, but I'm still growing growing pains. One of the things that I wanted to call this stream, I'm still growing, and dealing with accepting sometimes, like, yo, maybe if I do reach out to this person, maybe there's a possibility that they will respond, and maybe there's a possibility that it could lead to opportunity, as long as I have everything that I need going forward. Like, if you're gonna request something from somebody, if you're gonna be like, hey, can you rock with me, make sure you have the things that you feel would be worthy of them being like, okay, yo, he got this, he's ready for this, yeah, I'll rock with you. But if you're gonna reach out willy-nilly to somebody, of course, if you don't got nothing ready, if you're not prepared, why would they? But you can. I struggle sometimes where I'd be like, why would I reach out to this artist? They're not gonna reply. They might, and they might rock with you, whatever it may be. Maybe, again, you're a writer, you want to get published or something, you want to reach out to, which, always do your due diligence. We spoke about this before about some of these, especially the independent companies or whatnot, but we don't need to dive down that rabbit hole. Maybe, say, take a shot. Hey, can I send my portfolio? Can I send what I got going on? I'm a cook, I want Gordon Ramsay's attention. Hey, can I send you a recipe? You never know, bro. You never know. It sounds far-fetched, but it could be that one time that Gordon Ramsay's like, yo, I kind of need a little bit of some a new student, and he sees this. Bring me this guy right here, right now. I need him right here. Now you're working with Gordon Ramsay, just like that. And it could happen, because the problem is, you have in your mind so much that there's so many people that are going for it. He's never going to pick me. There's so many people that have mouths. A lot of people have mouths that, oh yeah, bro, I'm trying to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I want to do that. Then you just go numbers wise. I spoke about this before. If there's 100 people that are saying they're going to do this, about half of them are actually even going to try and attempt anything. Half of them, they're just literally flapping their gums. They ain't going to do nothing. So now you're dealing with 50 people. Out of those 50 people, maybe only 25 of them is actually going to go past that first step. Like, 50 people are probably going to try, like, yo, let's just say, we'll put it in music terms. 50 people are going to write a song, right? 50 people are going to actually write their first song. Out of those 50 people, probably, again, only about 25-30 of them are going to actually continue past writing that first song and put together a demo. Out of that, small percentages only are going to be the ones that actually put the demo together and put it out there and continue after the demo, and so on and so forth. So to the point of, once you're already past all those stages, you did the demo, you made your first song, you did the demo, you put it out there, you're reaching out to people. There's only like 10 people, 5 people. You don't think your odds are a lot better by that point to compete with 5 or 10 people? And if you don't believe, then maybe you're not ready. That's the only difference at that point, is like, you might not be ready. If you don't believe that you could compete and best out of the 100 people that you started off against, of the 5 or 10, maybe you need to just take it back a step, take it a step or two back. But you're never gonna get there if you don't go through the pains of, you got to understand that you got to get over that fear. You got to get over that fear of, whether it be the rejection. Sometimes you got to get over the fear of the love. Maybe you're scared of the love. This is something that doesn't really get talked about a lot. People are scared of the love. They're scared of, well, shit, what if they do like me? What if I do get compliments? I've been there. It's kind of an awkward thing sometimes, where you're not used to compliments, and then suddenly, like with me, I'll give you an example. When I have my hair down, I get so much more compliments. I get so much more looks from women. I get so much more of that. And back when I actually figured this trick out many years ago, I was like, oh shit. And when I would get compliments, I'd be like, thanks. Now I'll be like, yeah, I know. No, I don't do that. But you gotta be able to accept the love. You gotta be able to accept some of this stuff, and you gotta also anticipate that, if you do think you're that guy, if you do think you're that girl, that you got what it takes to make it in whatever field or whatever you're trying to do, you gotta accept that that's going to come with it. You're gonna have people that adore you, that are gonna love you, and you gotta, once you get to that stage where they're there, you gotta be like, okay, maybe, it is what it is. And I'm grateful to, I'm not saying it from a point of ego. I'm not saying it from a point of pride. It's just that, this is what it is. I've done something for these people. I inspired these people. I gave something to these people. They rock with me. And it's an even exchange, a balance, so to speak. No one believes in you before you. Facts, facts, Facts on facts. I am definitely the guy that flapped his mouth. Well, that zombie, get to it. Since you're recognizing that's a problem, right? You're like, yo, I'm one of the guys that I'll flap my gums all day, but I ain't gonna make a move. Well, now you understand that you flap your mouth. Go change that. I was like that. I flapped my mouth a lot. Like, yo, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I changed it. Like, I was miserable, stuck with doing, nonstop 3 to 4 videos every single day of my life. Basically becoming just, what the world was trying to push onto me of like, oh, you're just the anime guy. I was literally becoming that and hating it. I was like, okay, if I'm constantly saying how much I hate it, and one day I'm gonna change this, and one day I'm gonna be a musician, and one day I'm gonna do this and that, let me change it. Let me, you know what I'm saying? It was tough. It's a lot of sacrifices come along with it. But when you see the end goal and you see what you're doing on top of all the positive that you can do, you know how many people alone, when you're going for your goals and they see it and they know you're serious and they know you're making moves and they see the progress and they see the determination, you know how many people's lives you're changing right there, that maybe they never thought they'd be nothing in life. Maybe they thought that they were going to be at a dead-end McDonald's job, but they see like, nah, but he's serious, bro. He's really saying he's going to be a chef and open up his own restaurant. He's serious, bro. He's saying he's going to start his own comic book company. He's serious, bro. He's going to be a musician. He's serious. Why the hell not? And at the very least, even if you inspire somebody that maybe they're a little competitive, maybe like, yo, I can do better than him. Good. I hope you feel that way, and I hope that leads you to your goals and your dreams. Don't get me wrong. I ain't gonna be like, yeah, man, I'll lay over and you could be. But point being is that inspiring people is a beautiful thing, and when you take your shit serious, a lot of people can get inspired, and that's a beautiful thing, and it all comes full circle. Gosh, sometimes I wish Boruto was weekly. Part of me feels like it'd be dope. Part of me feels like it would lose its magic. I think one of the things that makes Boruto more of an enjoyable read is the fact that you only get a little bit of it. Because if we got Boruto every week, there's going to be some dog water chapters. It's just how it happens. Every manga has them. I don't want to say dog water. Maybe that's a little bit of a cruel one. But there'll be some chapters that'll be like, okay, you know what I mean? So maybe that dialing back from not being weekly helps Boruto. It's to its benefit, opposed to if we had it weekly. Sometimes, especially with the cruelty of how fans be about Boruto, might hurt it to be weekly, to be honest with you. As much as we think like, yo, it'll help it, people, I don't think so. There's a possibility it'll backfire. Yo, what's good, Ziggy Maxi, first time chatter? Fornev, how do you deal with existential nihilism? Well, let's look up what existential nihilism means, because if I'm being honest, I don't know exactly what that means. Hey, another lesson. Yo, if you don't know what something means, opposed to trying to play it off, or, I easily could have ignored that and be like, what? How about I just, hey, what does that mean? Let's look it up so we can find out. Existential nihilism is the philosophical theory that life has no objective meaning or purpose. The inherent meaninglessness of life is largely explored in the philosophical school of existentialism, where one can potentially create their own subjective meaning or purpose. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. For me, I don't deal with that. I mean, I guess everybody has a bout where, they question that. For me, it's only a very momentary thing, where for me it always reverts back to my kids. For me, it's always like, okay, I gotta do for my kids. I have to make sure my kids are straight. Because sometimes, I'm gonna be honest with you, like when I do have that bout, and it'll be a very momentary thing, but it'll just kind of be like, oh shoot. And I'm very grateful, my kids, especially my daughter, my 6-year-old, they're really what keep me grounded. They're really what keep me like, we can't fail. There's, we could do anything, but we can't fail. So that's really what gives me purpose. You just got to look at in your life what gives you purpose. Maybe you have a pet that you love. Maybe you have a career that you're really excited about and it keeps you going. Maybe you enjoy the idea of helping people. I don't know, you go out to a soup kitchen and you volunteer once or twice a week. Whatever it is, I guess the objective in life is to create meaning for yourself. I remember I had a teacher, and I spoke about this, what was it, like on a Twitter live? I remember I had a teacher that used to say the meaning of life is to give life meaning. My little 10-year-old, 11-year-old ass said some wild stuff that, in retrospect, I basically said the meaning of life is to procreate, but I said it in a little more of a raunchy way, and I got in trouble. But again, side note, spoke about that last year. But honestly, that reigns to a certain degree true. Give your life meaning. Maybe you want to change the world via writing some interesting introspective stories. Maybe you want to change the world. Maybe it's not even necessarily about changing the world. Maybe you just want to help a few people nearby. Maybe you got some people nearby that you know you could, if you just gave it a shot, maybe you could inspire or help them. Do that. And, you know, I'm speaking a lot as I'm telling you about meaning of, I think there's a level of meaning in general, and what life really is about helping. Being a good person, not always thinking about self, but thinking about what other people are going through. Because, you know, sometimes when you run into that person that they're rude or they're an asshole or whatever the case may be, it's tough to look at it because in that moment you're like, oh, I want to knock this motherfucker out. But sometimes if you just dial it back and think like, maybe something really bad happened with them. And I'm not excusing behavior like that. Shitty behavior is shitty behavior. You know, and I'm not saying that you have to tolerate like somebody disrespecting you. But just if we dialed back a second and look like, man, I bet they're probably having a bad day. Maybe something happened with their girlfriend. Maybe something happened with her boyfriend. You know, something in their life is going on. Who knows? Maybe you could, in the process of potentially getting to an argument with somebody or something, maybe you could help them. And that takes a lot to put aside your pride, because again, your immediate reaction when somebody's mean or rude to you is, yo, who they talking to like that? Why are they talking to me like that? What's wrong with you? If you can get past that aspect and look a little deeper, maybe you could help somebody. And that's a tough one, because I struggle with that one too. But it's always good to help people. Like I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, there's this waitress at this restaurant that I like to go to. And she's pretty, I ain't gonna lie, but it's not necessarily about her being pretty or whatever, but I just wanted to throw that in there because her smile, there's something about her smile that I love. I love a good smile. And I love a good smile when you feel that it's like a genuine smile. But I love a good smile. And she has a really good smile and a great personality. Whenever I go in there, like sometimes she'd be having these beautiful braids, and I'd be like, yo, can you tell me like, tell me about those braids, or why did you do that style in particular? I like to have conversation with her. She's a really awesome waitress. But about 2 weeks ago, something like that, maybe a week ago, I was in the restaurant, and mind you, this is like a bougie kind of country restaurant. And, you know, like, they're not really tolerant of, like, motherfuckers being rowdy in there and shit like that, right? So, shorty was at the register, and there was, like, another worker. And this girl in particular, she's, like, a light-skinned mixed girl. The other girl she looked like she was either white with some Hispanic or whatever. But for the most part, she kind of looked like a white girl. So, I'm standing there, and I'm hearing everything. And the other girl is talking crap to the light-skinned girl, but saying it really, really low. Like, yo, fuck you, we could take this outside then. The light-skinned girl is not doing it, not responding with the, yeah, we're talking low. She's just, yo, then fuck it, we could go outside, I don't give a fuck. And the light-skinned girl gets in trouble, despite the fact that the other one is egging her on and talking crap, just doing it really, really low. The light-skinned girl gets told she has to leave. And then I found out that she actually had like a meeting where she was potentially going to get fired. And I ain't gonna lie, it rubbed me the wrong way of like, oh, but the girl that's saying all that shit low, like, you know, I'll beat your ass and all this other stuff, as I'm standing right there hearing it, she's good. But light-skinned girl, because maybe obviously time and place, you could have, you know, control your temperament, but it is what it is. If somebody bugging out and stuff like that, you know, underneath, and you retaliate, it's like, shouldn't there be on both ends? You know what I'm saying? But either way, And I ain't gonna lie, when that happened with her, again, not really from a, like, don't get me wrong, she's a pretty girl. I wouldn't mind dating her. Right? Not? Why not? But that's not the point of it. I ain't gonna lie, it just really bugged me when they threw her, told her she had to leave and whatnot. So right as I left, I quickly went. She was at the bus stop, and I almost was gonna give her a ride, but I had to go get my kids from school, and she was like a million miles away where she lives or where she stays at, which that even added more to me, because one of the things when she was talking was, I guess it was that they got into an argument that she had one table left before she was meant to leave or something like that, or her break or something like that. And the girl was like telling her to leave, and the girl wasn't anything, like not a manager or nothing. And she's like, yo, I got one table left. I want to get my tips and then I'll go. So that's where their argument stemmed from. So I pulled up to the bus stop where she was, and I was just like, yo, you good? What happened? She was telling me, and it wasn't from a nosy standpoint. I was just trying to see if there's anything I could do to help. Not from, because I didn't ask for her number. I could have. I didn't ask for her number. I just genuinely wanted to see if she was good. And then, fast forward. She had that meeting or whatever. I guess I don't know, they gave her a pass or whatever it is. They allowed her to stay. And I saw her today, and when she showed up, she had this, again, that beautiful smile. Such a beautiful smile. Just God bless her. And I don't know, I was compelled to, I just gave her a giant tip at the end of my meal. I went up to her and I was like, oh, hey, can you come here for a second? And I handed her the money, and I said, I really didn't like the way they treated you, so I just want you to have this. And she kind of went like she was about to cry for a second. And again, I didn't want it to feel like it was, again, don't get me wrong, she's a pretty girl, I would love to date her, all that stuff, but I didn't want her to come across as like, oh, he's doing this so he could get in the pants, he's doing this so he could get a date. I wasn't doing it even as he's a nice guy. I was doing it I want to see that smile. I love that smile. She looks great with that smile, and I felt like they wiped that smile off her face for a moment. So even if it's for a second, if I can make up for them taking that smile off her face, let me do that. And she was there just like, thank you, I can't believe you're doing this. And I just kind of said, nah, no problem, God bless. And I just walked off. I didn't, give me, I'm not one of them give me a hug type dudes. I just wanted her to smile and not feel like she owed me anything, like, oh God, here's the part where he asked for my number. Oh, none of that stuff. Like, just God bless you and have a good day. And that gave a little bit of, maybe you could call it selfish on my part, because you could call anything selfish if you're doing it. Like, maybe because it made me feel good to do that, to make her feel good. You know what I'm saying? But the point being is that it gave me a little bit of meaning of like, yo, I did something really dope for somebody that I felt deserved it. Just simple as that. Where's my hug? And yeah, it's definitely about balance. I didn't give Max Powers a hug. Yo, Venom, stop it. But yeah, shout outs to that shorty, dog. And if it ever did come to some sort of date or anything like that with her, I wouldn't be averse to it. It's not, but I just had to make it very clear that when I was doing that for her, that I didn't want anything in return, because sometimes you got to show people that, because maybe me doing that for her, she'll look at it like, wow, that guy really just didn't ask for anything, didn't want anything, just wanted to do something nice for me. Maybe she'll go and do something nice for somebody else, and then it'll keep on going. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she'll, whatever it may be, maybe she'll, because she felt in a good mood, maybe there'll be an old lady that needs crossing across the street, and she might have been in a bad mood, if I didn't do that for her, and she'd be like, yo, let me help you, you're right, I'll help you. And it keeps on going. Then maybe that old lady that, oh wow, that young girl helped me out, let me buy my grandson something nice, he's going through some stuff, and it'll just keep on. It's putting good energy, positive energy out there into the world and watching it cycle. Pay it forward. Exactly. What, Google pay it forward? Let's see. Pay it forward. Let's Google it. What's the meaning of paying it forward? Simplest way to define pay it forward is when someone does something for you, instead of paying that person back directly, you pass it on to another person instead. My bucket list is seeing Tim Roosevelt hit 1 million subs. Yeah, on the Nimrod Media account, we just hit 1,000 subscribers. The music account, the main one that we've been pushing, we hit 1,000 subscribers on there, so that's really exciting. Proverbial hand clapping, yeah, hey, we hit 1,000 on there. I'm very happy about that, because that's a platform, and that's an avenue of. I didn't build that up by talking about anime. I didn't build that up by making Naruto chapter reviews. That is 1,000 people that subscribed for my music, for my love and my passion, my creations, the things that I own. You know what I'm saying? That's my music. That's just stuff that, again, as I've spoken about many times before, these are the things that I could pass on to my children. And so 1,000 people supported me enough at this point. That's really dope. So sometimes you got to take those wins. It may sound like a little bit to somebody, like only 1,000. That's 1,000 people that rock with my talent, the thing that I'm passionate about the most, my first love. So I'm very grateful. Peep Venom's message above. Which one? The bucket list? That's what I was just speaking about right now. Or is it about giving a hug? Whatchamacallit. But yeah, I'm grateful for that, man. Building up slowly with up. What do you mean up? What other message is there? Let me see. Go a little. Was given a shout out. I don't see what you're referring to. Okay. You probably missed my last message, but you were the first anime YouTuber I've watched. I've been watching you since 2020-ish, and thanks for the Black Clover My Hero news. And you also got me into Chainsaw Man. Well, that's really dope. I'm glad I could get you into something else, although I don't know if I'm proud to get you into that, the filth that is Chainsaw Man. But that's really cool that even, especially that's a later era of the ForneverWorld ride, so to speak. I've been doing this for a hot minute. But even during the, the pandemic years, 2020-ish, that's really dope. And, even though Black Clover is gone, well, not gone, but you know what I mean. I think that also, now that I think of it, I think that also will allow and lend to Black Clover eventually, the anime returning even stronger. And I know that sounds weird, like why would that be the case? But now that Black Clover is like existing on its own plane and Jump Giga or whatnot, because there's more than enough material for the anime to already return. But now with the constant delay, who knows, maybe by the time the final chapter of Black Clover comes out, they might be able to announce the anime, because it's going to take probably anywhere from 3 months to another year for the manga to end. By that point, there's already, again, enough material to bring the anime back, but maybe they'll be like, okay, we could do like Bleach Thousand Blood War, but it'll probably only be a 25-ish to 50 episode type of deal for the Black Clover anime's final hoorah. So maybe we could still get Black Clover back. And My Hero, I'm way more looking forward to the new movie and the Star and Stripes battle amongst anything else. And I guess the manga lately, no, I'm a call cap. The manga last chapter or two has actually picked up, so there's that as well. The final saga of the ForneverWorld show. Oh God, the final saga of the ForneverWorld show. And whatever the future holds, but I'm also grateful for getting to this point, you know what I mean? The ForneverWorld show, even though I'm calling, the uploads to YouTube, the last 5 uploads have been the ForneverWorld show and all that jazz. I've literally been living the ForneverWorld show for 13 years. So the moment I donned the mask of Tim Rose, or I took off the mask of ForneverWorld, it's kind of been like, the final saga, costume change, so to speak, character design upgrade, and I know the day that it really comes to an end, in terms of like, me just sitting down and, the latest Boruto chapter came out, let's talk about it, like the way we do it here now, even ritually. I know when that eventually comes to an end, I'll probably feel a little bit, I don't want to say sad, maybe a little grief, just because, again, this is something that for 13 years I've been doing this, dude. Even now, it feels scary and not, I don't want to say nerve-wracking, but feels a little bit intimidating just to like, yo, I'm venturing out into something new, uncharted territory for myself. I'm not, you know what I mean? I've been in the anime bubble for so long, and I was a rock star in the anime bubble. You know, I'd go to conventions, especially Anime Expo, and I'd have people, you know, on Twitter be like, yo, I just saw you by the hot dog stand, I'm running over there now, and having a horde of people running to me while I'm there with my fiance and shit. Like, that was a lot of crazy times. People, you know, I'm outside getting a tattoo, this kid has his mom pull the car over and hop out. Like, I've had some wild times in the ForneverWorld show. But it's time for Tim to do what Tim wants to do. You know what I mean? It's time for Tim to live the life that Tim needs. So yeah, I mean, again, we're still not quite there. We're at like the final stretch of the ForneverWorld show. You know what I'm saying? It's the climax. Like, you know how Jump Beat would like, the Kuraimaksu Buddha Clover. That's where we're at right now. We're at the climaxu. Unshaken Lex, thank you for being a first time chatter. Dios me cuide el hígado y riñón. I knew up until God take care of el hígado. What is hígado? I have no idea what hígado meaning Spanish. Let's look it up. Liver. God take care of my liver. And what is that, riñón? And kidney. God take care of my liver and kidney. Okay. I feel you. As we get older, the body definitely goes through some shit. Damn, ForneverWorld, till time skip really got you rocking that Michael Jackson glove hop. First of all, Black Panther, okay? Why are you watching me hardcore, man? Yo, it's like a superpower, dog. It's like, you know what I'm saying? And if we're being technical about it, Tsunayoshi Sawada did it first. You know what I'm saying? Katekyo Hitman Reborn. The power was in the gloves, baby. All right? Okay? All right. Shout out Black Panther, by the way. All jokes. It's actually crazy how One Piece is going to outlast My Hero. Yeah, it's nuts that One Piece is... Well, then again, look at Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter has outlasted, you know, shit. I mean, obviously a different scenario. Tagashi's right now probably freaking in bed with like 3 hotties or something. But, you know, Hunter x Hunter is a little bit of a different case. But either way, Hunter x Hunter is still around. Although, yo, that's crazy. I didn't even think about it, but even Hunter x Hunter left Shonen Jump. That's interesting. I wonder if there's a changing of the guard there where they're just not tolerating some certain things or something anymore. Because obviously Tabata, you know, a lot of this was his decision, even in his final author comment, which, take this in. Let's read Tabata's author comment in case you didn't watch Forever News, which if you didn't watch Forever News, why you didn't watch Forever News? But I read it out. Tabata's final author comment in Weekly Shonen Jump. It was, hold on, let me get it. This is what he said as his goodbye to Shonen Jump. Take this in. Goodbye to my happy hell. To everyone who helped me and the fans, thank you so much. On your exit, call this your happy hell. Let me break something down to you. My first album was called My Beautiful Hell. My life was hell at that point. Hell. I've said this many times. The end of 2018, no matter anything I've faced since then, which I've faced a lot. I've lost 2 of the people that meant the most to me in the world. But the end of 2018, for me personally, was the darkest times of my life. And, you know, that's why I named my album at that point, My Beautiful Hell. And for him to say his happy hell, that speaks volumes about where Tabata's been at. Mentally, probably emotionally and spiritually as well, with writing in Weekly Shonen Jump. To call that his happy hell, please don't take words so lightly when it comes to, especially, we know the life of a mangaka can be working 20 to 21 hours a day, every day, with no end in sight. That man is probably, even if he's going to take a financial hit with, going from drawing a chapter every week, in the most popular magazine to one every 3 months in a not so popular or not as popular magazine. Probably financially it'll be a hit, but I bet he's happy as hell. I bet he's so happy. And sometimes you gotta ask, what's the cost of your happiness? You know what I mean? And who knows what's in store for Tabata moving forward. Like, you can't tell me that even when Black Clover ends, even if Tabata doesn't decide to do another series, which I think that would be a mistake. I think if he still wants to draw and do manga after Black Clover, he should do something, whether it be another Jump Giga story in Jump Giga, or go to Jump Plus. Tabata's character designs, bar none, are some of the best looking, some of the most I love his character designs. That similar to Akira Amano. Look at Akira Amano, the creator of Hitman Reborn. She hasn't had a big major hit since Hitman Reborn, but she designed all the designs for Psycho Pass. What else? She did something really big recently too. Like, she be doing character designs for very big and popular projects, and I'm sure those paydays are great, and I'm sure she's happy because she escaped the waking up at 3 a.m. to work until 4 p.m. drawing hunched over. I'm sure once these mangaka break free from that, they be happy as hell. And yeah, again, shout outs to Tabata for escaping that. Sometimes I feel like I escaped my beautiful happy hell, so to speak, of being just stuck to this chair non-stop as a slave to this machine. Not a slave, in terms of to, my audience, because I love my audience. I don't make it nowhere without my audience. But the algorithms and all these other variables that force you into these situations that make you really unhappy. Tabata created a masterpiece, and I'll thank him forever for that. Black Clover, so goated, so goated. For all the shit that Black Clover got, I love how it breaks one big mold in shonen, and most people just like to overlook it because maybe it's not as thrilling to them or whatever. The rivals are literally just like, yo, I'm gonna be better than you. No, I'm gonna be better than you. No, I'm gonna be better than you, dog. No, I'm gonna come out on top, bro. Opposed to Naruto, I'm going to kill you. Sasuke, stop. Or Bakugo, Deku, you fucking nerd, I'm gonna break your neck. Like, this is just, hey bro, I think I'm gonna outdo you, dude. And that is a beautiful and inspiring thing. Like, just imagine how many people, if they took the lessons in, because sometimes, I don't know, anime and manga lessons be flying over the heads of people that read this thing so hardcore. Like, imagine the few people that did internalize that lesson of, yo, you could be rivals with somebody in a healthy, beautiful manner. It don't gotta be a life or death situation. It don't gotta be a hatred. It don't gotta be a betrayal. It could literally just be, yo, that's my friend, that's my brother, but I'm gonna outdo him, dog. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be the one. Literally, Bakugo, kill yourself. Exactly. So imagine how many lives Tabata changed via Black Clover. Even if it's a few hundred people that internalize the lesson, that's a few hundred people that are gonna be good and better off in society, and treating people and treating their common man and woman a lot better than they would have if they didn't have Black Clover. Changing lives via the mediums that you indulge in, you know what I mean? Shout outs to Tabata. Again, I want to express, like, I hope whatever he does after Black Clover, obviously Black Clover's still not done, but whatever he does after Black Clover, I hope it slaps, and I hope he's happy. I hope he gets to work at the pace he wants to, because, whatever you want to say about Black Clover sales, Black Clover's still a pretty big success, and Tabata's still extremely talented. So yeah, kudos to Tabata, again, escaping the what do you call it, his happy hell. The first part of Black Clover was so good. Elf arc is up there with the greats in anime. Yo, if the Elf arc was like a seasonally released anime arc, oh my god, the way that they kind of fooled people into thinking that the first Wizard King was going to be like Asta and Yuno's dad and all that, like, and they kind of flipped it on its head. Because, again, it baited a lot of people. It made you think, like, oh, that's Minato. It's going to turn out that's Asta and Yuno's dad. And then it was like, no, he's like from 500 years ago. Nothing to do with them other than he was the Wizard King. Hey, Molfin21, thank you for coming through. First time chatter. Yeah, this is where the content, aside from For Never News, this is where most of the content stems from now. Still gotta watch the Elf arc. I'm telling you, Max, there's some pretty awesome stuff in there. Some subversive things where it leads you to believe for a long time, oh, it's super Naruto, man. This is so Naruto. And then at the last second, what the fuck? You see my message about Fujimoto and Tabata? No, let me look it up, Lord Agent. Also, Tabata gives us a wonderful female lead for the battle series that didn't get sidelined like other shonen. Facts. Shoutouts to Charlotte as well, just because Fujimoto wants to stop drawing but only writing his series. Yeah, Shonen Jump is affecting everyone. Yeah, I did read that. I should have reported that on Forever News. I did read that Fujimoto wants to, the author of Chainsaw Man doesn't want to draw no more. He just wants to write. Like, this is a smoke signal to tell you that things is going to change, and it's unfortunate because right as all of this is happening with all these mangaka like falling apart and kind of taking a stand and saying, yo, I'm okay to leave out of the spotlight or whatnot, AI is right around the corner to be like, I bet y'all don't want to be slaves no more. We got these robots. They gonna do it now. Y'all don't gotta be slaves. We don't need you. Which is like, wow, you know, maybe instead of doing the robot scenario, how about you give more accommodating hours, more money for staffing, you know, better positioning just in general to these authors, and maybe they won't be falling apart. Maybe if they didn't have to do a job that probably takes, you know, 10 to 15 people with a group of like 3 or 4 assistants, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they'd actually be okay. Maybe if the process was a little different, it'd be good. Hey man, as a female enjoyer of anime, I'm so happy with new shonen and how they write their female characters. It's gotten a lot better since Naruto. Facts. Shoutouts to Maki from Jujutsu Kaisen. In my opinion, the leading female. Obviously, you know, they say she's not the protagonist per se, but just as a female character, Maki is an example of. This is how you write badass female characters without, you know, she's far from the damsel in distress. She's great. Her character design's sick. She's badass. She ain't taking no shit. She learns stuff along the way in detail. Just Maki is like, yo, you want to write a really cool or really awesome female character in any story. Look at Maki. Look at what she's been through. That is a great example of this is how you write great female. Maki might be one of the greatest female characters in all of shonen, and I say that with my chest all the way out. I think Maki might be the greatest female shonen character ever created. Change my mind. Show me a few examples of a female character that is better. Shout outs to Noelle from Black Clover, because she's great. I still wouldn't say she's better than Maki, but she's great. I just can't even off the top of my head think of any female characters that are on Maki's level. Like, Maki is just so well written, so great. Everything she's been through, her character design, just everything. Man says Sakura Haruno. Oh, Lee. Oh, Lee. Oh, you out, Venom? I bet. God bless. Have a good night. S-Def from Akame Got Killed. She's alright. I liked S-Def. She was cool. Noelle and Asa are better written than Maki, but I'm still a big fan. Oh, Asa Vitaka from Chainsaw Man. She's alright too. Anko from Naruto. I'm done with you, Grenis Games. I'm done with you. Oh, now yeah, you're full-blown trolling. 10-10. Bulma's a good pick. Bulma came a long way to a degree, even though, no, I take it back. She didn't come that much of a long way, dog. In one of the latest movies, she's using her extraordinary character development to make a wish to the Eternal Dragon for a BBL. No, Bulma, no, take it back, okay? No. Yo, shoutouts to, I'm gonna stand on this. One of my favorite female characters in all of Dragon Ball is, you know, and for a little bit I kind of forgot about her because they haven't wrote her in a while, but Khalifa. I love Khalifa so much from Dragon Ball Super because, first of all, shout out to Queen Khalifa from, you know, California and all that stuff. We could dive into that bag another time. But which I'd imagine is some of the inspiration for, you know, that badassery, that leadershipness or whatnot. But also, she's just, I don't know, like, she was a breath of fresh air for Dragon Ball, where it's like, okay, you got Bulma, that is just the spoiled rich girl that, you know, shout outs to Bulma, she went on the journey with Dragon Ball. We don't get Dragon Ball without Goku and Bulma. But 18 was dope. 18 was pretty much the main, and probably still is for a lot of people, like, that character, you know, the best female Dragon Ball character. For me, it was up until Khalifa, because then when Khalifa showed up, I was just like, yo, she's like a gangster. She don't take no shit. She's like a mob boss. She got this one girl fangirling over her, Kale. And then when she fuses with Kale, they turn into, what is it, Kefla? Like, yo, that was one of my favorite points of the Tournament of Power in general. Like, shout outs to all of that. I had such a phenomenal time with Kale and Khalifa. Like, that shit was awesome. But Khalifa was just like, yo, she just had that swagger about her. I rock with Khalifa. She was the lad's lad. Bulma went from a playboy girl to a nice housewife. Her pum pum even made Vegeta turn good. I'm done with you, Black Panther. BBLs are a real problem. 110%. BBLs are an extremely real problem. And Bulma being a modern woman, but that's also inspiring, like, yo, it's okay for the BBL. Yeah, look, Bulma did it, it's funny. So that's why I can't really rock with that. Like, that's kind of giving a stamp to it, even if it's using nerd culture. Because if you was to devalue the fact of what Bulma did in that movie as, oh, it's just comedy or whatnot, then you're devaluing the strength of what stories can really do, and how, you know, even subliminal messaging can, I don't want to say manipulate, but inspire, or, you know, just change things around. So Bulma being like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna use this ancient dragon that you have to travel the world to get these balls in order to make a wish, that it could be pretty much anything you want, and I'm gonna make this wish to get my butt bigger. Come on. What about Robin from One Piece? Robin from One Piece is great. Okay, no. Let's throw Robin in that category with Maki. I saw, I think Max said Nami's dope. Nami is also another modern woman. Nami is literally right there with Bulma. Nami is just broke Bulma. Nami is Bulma without her parents. You know what I'm saying? Robin is another great character, so I'll put Robin and Maki, two of the best right there. Good one right there. Because Robin, I've always said, like, yo, between Nami and Robin, Nami's the girl you go to have a drink with, Robin is the wife you go home to. You dig? Robin all day, everything she's been through. Another very well written character. Yeah, I was sleeping on Robin, I ain't gonna lie. I put Robin and Maki, two of the best so far. I tie them together. I might even, I don't know, it's tough because I'm a real big Maki fanboy, but I might even put Robin. There's a possibility she might be above Maki in terms of quality writing of a character. Nami is broke Bulma. Yo, that needs to be a little segment. I need to clip that part. Nami is broke Bulma. The cat burglar. Yeah, a lot of people want to burglarize that cat. I'm personally a Robin gal. Yeah, I love me a woman that you could go home to, and Robin's the type of shorty that she's gonna probably say a sarcastic joke, y'all gonna lay in bed, where you could probably read your comic books with her. She's probably gonna be reading some deep philosophical shit that'll go way over your head, and you're gonna be reading your Spider-Man or some shit, or you're gonna be reading your Narutos, and you're gonna have a happy life. You know what I'm saying? Like, Robin is the type of woman I personally would go for. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not a weakling by any means neither, and she got a strong will. She been through some shit, but I like me a Robin. Robin surpassed Maki and Enies Lobby. Yeah, honestly, I forgot about Robin. In all honesty, nah. I love Maki, and I'm a big fanboy for Maki, but Robin is better than Maki. I gotta keep it real. I'm not gonna cap here. Chimney Grandma from Enies Lobby. Oh God. Oh God. Let me see, who else? Somebody said Makima from Chainsaw Man. I like that they made a very formidable anime villainous type of character with Makima, like a female. Because there was a point where I was putting Makima like, yo, for this new gen of villains, Shigaraki, I think at the time it was, what was it, Lucifero from Black Clover, but I remember I was like, yo, Makima over all of them, because she's doing a psychological war. Like, the shit that she did to Denji was unheard of, yo. Casca's a great pick. I don't like the fact that they they Halle Berry'd it with her, or just in general the way that they did Casca is like, yo, in order to be a beloved character you gotta get raped. On top of that, you kind of look like a black woman, even though people argue she's not a black woman. She's a black woman. Let's keep it real. Casca's black. I know people don't want to hear that. Yeah, Casca's black. I'm sorry. We took her. She's ours. Sorry. But I don't like that, like, oh, you gotta get raped to be a great character. So I don't like that from Berserk, I'm gonna be honest with you. Robin got all them extra hands. But yeah, Casca, dope character. I just don't like that. It's one of those, like, weird things that, like, no, she's a black woman, we gotta do something messed up to her. Like, come on. Hey Fornev, what anime genres are your favorite? Mine are sports and dark mystery. I love mystery. Mystery is one of my, just in general, take the anime out, just genres as a whole. I love mystery. I love suspense. I love sports are cool. It's not my favorite, but I do like sports series. Like, I was watching Slam Dunk a few weeks back when I fucked up my foot. What else? I'm trying to think. Mystery, adventure. I love adventure. That's probably why I love One Piece so much. Yeah, probably mystery, adventure. I don't think her trauma made her a great character. I think it's her character before and the journey to restore her, plus the venture into her mind was awesome. Is that a spoiler thingy majig? Venture into her mind? I'm not caught up on Berserk. And yeah, no, by no means was I trying to, shit on her character by saying that's all there is to her about that. I want to be clear. I just don't like the representation that the series in general gives to a woman that is a black woman of, well, here you go, guys. Look, this is what you want, a black looking character. This is what you're going to get for the female. I don't like that aspect of it and what that represents. She's a great character. I love Casca. She was strong. I love the whole dynamic of her and Guts and kind of her overcoming her wanting of Griffith and going with Guts and all that stuff. I love that. I just don't like the series having that as a point of her character. It's like, come on. Berserk catch up when? That could be something for a stream. That could definitely be something. That, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that might be the move. I don't know where I would start at. Yo, that's a brilliant idea. I ain't gonna lie, especially as I'm, we don't got Black Clover no more too. Wow, Max might have opened up a door. Y'all let me know. Aside from, because Max just put it on the table. Are y'all down for something like that? Do y'all want to see that? I think I'd be down for that. Again, I'd have to pick a very solid point. I'm not gonna start from the beginning. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. I can't. Like, I've read the Golden Age. I've watched it many times. I've read I read and watched the Black Swordsman arc in the 2016 anime and the manga. Which 2016 anime, you can shit on it all you want. I'll shit on it with you, but I will say I still enjoy it from a weird point of its Berserk story. So I'm always gonna have that for the Berserk 2016 anime. Begin in Vertanis. I'll get you the chapter number. That might be the move. We can start next week. Right before the boat arc. Yeah. Maybe we can start right before the boat. I don't know if I want to even start before that as well. I don't know, but that would be something great. I think that'll be a staple. I think we just found Black Clover's replacement. I ain't gonna lie, for the streams. I just want to get a good point too where everybody can join in and not feel like completely lost, because I don't want to be reading something and like maybe only 3 people know what's good. But yeah, we could find a good spot to pick it up, and that'll be wow. And we'll probably read multiple chapters of the stream, to be honest. I never watched Berserk just because I heard there's a grape scene and I can't handle those. Yeah, there's definitely some of that in there. Time to binge Berserk, I guess. Berserk is great, man. Berserk is great. Little much, but it's great. What time is it? Jeez. Yeah, let's start, as a matter of fact. But starting next stream, letting you guys know here, and I'll probably, chapter 244, let me write that down. Starting next stream, we will do chapter 244. because I'm looking at the time and I do got to get up for my kiddos for school here shortly, so I don't want to be up all night. So let's read the Chainsaw Man. Well, we got Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, and My Hero. Where y'all want to start first? But starting next stream, no matter what happens or whatever, we will always have Berserk. So even if it's a week with no weekly Shonen Jump, like Jump is on break, we will just read Berserk that stream. That'll be like a, you know, when we get to the reading portion of the stream, it'll just be Berserk reading. What's good, Lemon? I'm in the US of A, the United States. Let's do, you know what, my guy Max just gave a god tier idea. And again, I want to stress one more time, Berserk is replacing Black Clover on our streams for our read-throughs starting next stream. More than likely, if you want to catch up for the streams, it'd be dope. It's up to you. We will be starting somewhere in the ballpark of 244 for Berserk. It might be a little before, a little after, but somewhere in that ballpark. So if you are interested in keeping up with us for the Berserk stream starting, or the Berserk portion of the stream starting next week, around 244 is where we will begin. So just a heads up for that one. And yeah, we're gonna go with Jujutsu Kaisen because Max, come on, he just put Berserk on the table right now. I have no choice but to do that for my fellow brethren. So let's do it. Let me link it right here. Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 233, Inhuman Makyo Shinjuku Showdown, part 11. Gege loves those parts. Okay, boom. Let's see. Damn. It's not over yet. Sukuna adapting to Sensei's invulnerability just made them even. But when it comes to wounds, Sensei is fast at what? Are they gonna get him before he could say that? No, his healing is slowing down. Being able to fire red doesn't mean he can't use reverse curse technique, but his output is plummeting. Sorry, that's also true for Sukuna, whose brain has suffered damage. Even though the opponent was the king of curses, said to be the strongest in history, a thought nobody considered possible began to spread. Satoru Gojo could lose. Yo, okay. Alrighty, are we here? Gojo himself, when was the last time, was aware of that prospect. Yo, what the hell? I gotta lie, I'm kind of looking at Gojo a little bit like, yo. Oh, I love that. I love when they sync shit up with the anime. You know, having a shot of Toji there, because Toji was the one dude that, you know, gave Gojo the works. But holy hell, you know, Gojo from the beginning of the series basically was talking cocky, like, you know, he could take out Sukuna. And Sukuna's not even perfect Sukuna right now. He's still Sukuna-me. He's in Megami's body. And there's a possibility of Gojo losing? Okay. Obvious answer, yet along with the signs of defeat came an undeniable feeling of satisfaction. Being the strongest sorcerer came with a sense of isolation, so the source of his present sense of fulfillment was... Oh shit. He's thrashing, homie. Phase, Paramita, Pillar of Light. That curse chant. He's trying to recover lost output. Curse technique reversal. Yo, if Gojo loses, still hurting from Black Flash? Well, time for you to come out of hiding. Hey, yo, why Gojo look like he's doing the spirit gun? Yo, Gojo! Red. Mahoraga has adapted to my invulnerability, so it's on the offensive. Sukuna doesn't want me to destroy it, so he's on the defensive. And he's trying to make an opening so Mahoraga can attack. Man's throwing a fire extinguisher. I'm done with you. Oh god, Mahoraga looking like a horror movie on the ceiling. That gesture. No way. Piercing blood. Yo, let's go. It's getting critical out here. Okay. Ooh. Did Gojo... No, he didn't lose his arm, though. He just got slashed real bad, which still is not a good thing. Instead of merely providing support, Sukuna Yoshisawa? No. Sukuna will also attack when Mahoraga negates my invulnerability. That means this is 2 against 1. He's getting jumped. They jumping him. And what's with casually deploying a Shikigami's power without manifesting the Shikigami itself? Moves like piercing blood, making use of max elephant requires skill on my level. Regardless of what comes with a domain, he can't use Malevolent Shrine and 10 Shadows at the same time. He may have been able to simultaneously draw on a Shikigami beside my Horaga because he's adapted to my invulnerability and has enough resources left over for a cursed technique. That means adapting to Reverse Red will take time compared to the cursed technique lapse. That's better for me than my Horaga restricting my moves. Don't get the wrong idea. This isn't 2 against 1. Nue Totality. Merged Beast Agito. Yo, why, homie, now my Horaga look like a creepy JoJo's Bizarre Adventure stand. Okay. It's 3 against 1. Oh, God. Yo, Sukuna's so nasty. I thought he was going to say something else like, nah, you know, I want to play fair. Yeah. You look like a lost alien. Oh my god. I'm done with you. I'm done with this. Oh, here it goes. They really jumping him now. 3 against 1. I mean, all's fair in love and war, I guess, huh? Let's go. Last 2 pages. 18 and 19. Red. Yeah, I gotta lie, Gojo's doing a little too much of that spirit gun for my taste. Where's Yusuke Urameshi? It's not having much effect, and not just because my output's low. I had only hit it with red once, and not even directly, so maybe my Horaga's adaptation isn't all or nothing, but happens in gradations. That leaves one way to erase my Horaga on a single blow. It takes time, and Sukuna is weary of it. That's why he keeps attacking instead of adapting to red, but there's no other choice. I'll have to finish this with unlimited hollow. Okay. I ain't gonna lie, that's a crazy one. First of all, Sukuna's dirty as hell. I thought there was gonna be a little bit more honor for homie, considering, yo, you fighting Gojo. You look like you when it comes to the battles, especially if it's a strong opponent, you respect them. I thought you would have respected a little bit more, not to, you know what I'm saying? Like when he said, don't get me wrong, it's not a 2 against 1. I'm thinking, oh, okay, he's gonna like merge with him. We're gonna do something crazy we've never seen before. Some shit. No, it's 3 against 1. So Sukuna doesn't have no honor at all. And I ain't gonna lie, them saying that there's a possibility Gojo might lose, I wonder if that's a red herring. I wonder if that's a red herring in terms of like they're saying that because, you know, kind of throw people off, like, yo, Gojo might lose, you know, throw the bets off, you know what I mean? Because it's just hard to fathom Gojo losing. When they fought back in the very beginning of the series, Gojo was confident as hell. Like, even if you came out, dog, I'm gonna wax that ass. And considering Sukuna is not at his, like, peak, Gojo losing to Sukuna now at this, you know, Megami-possessed form kind of makes me think, well, god damn, what the hell is Sukuna when he's at his peak? And who was it and how was it that they were able to stop him back in the day and cut him up and seal him away? My sensei shining, love to see it. Fraud Kuna. Is that the label everybody's giving him, Fraud Kuna? I don't think Gojo's gonna lose. I don't know. I feel like that might be a red herring line to make people really doubt now. Like, oh snap. Gege hates Gojo to an unrealistic extent. Gege's hate for Gojo is almost like Oda's hate for Sanji. Like Oda, Eiichiro Oda really got it in for Sanji, and it seems that that's the case with Gege and Gojo. Obviously, Geges is a little bit different. It seems as though he doesn't really care for Gojo because he's such a damn hacks of a character that is like, yo, how do I defeat this guy? It was confirmed Sukuna's reaching his limits in past chapters. Yeah, I think Gojo's gonna outdo him. But again, if Sukuna does revive in his like peak form, who's stopping that? And how are they stopping him? Like, if they try and pull something that at some point Yuji is forced to fight Sukuna, like, ain't nobody stopping perfected Sukuna. If he is in Megumi's body and there's a possibility Gojo might lose now, what the hell does the perfected version of this guy, like, his power is going to be astronomical. There's no way. No way. This right here is a testament to Sukuna is that dude. Sukuna is that dude. How long has this fight been going on? Feels like this fight has been going on a hot minute now. Not that I'm mad at it, because I gotta stress again, I am very grateful that Gege toned down on the wild amounts of explanations, because that was a little bit much for me. The constant exposition of what's happening with every single detail was a bit much. Now we're still getting some, but it's very minimal, and it serves its purpose when it's there. So I'm very happy on how Gege has been writing it lately. How'd Sukuna recover from a black flash so fast, though? Did the fight start with the first part? Has it been since the very beginning of this? If that's the case, then yeah, it's 11 chapters so far, which ain't too bad. It's gonna be quite a few episodes though. I don't know if the anime is gonna try and mix things up and have something else happening at the same time, or they're just gonna go straight through like episode after episode. Gojo versus Sukuna. Those are gonna be big episodes. Feels like Baki versus Yujiro tier. Yo, that's funny you say that. I've been trying to watch and get into Baki. I goofed. Okay, so many years ago, whenever the first Baki, not the first Baki, but the Netflix Baki that came out, like, I think, was it 2018 or something? I remember I had tried to watch it. I didn't realize that wasn't the beginning of Baki. I thought it was a readaptation of Baki from the beginning. I remember, well, I don't remember much of what I watched, if I'm just being honest with you. But I remember checking it out and not really like getting that deep into it. So then recently I tried to watch Baki again, and I didn't realize that I had started that same Baki, or no, I didn't realize that I started the new Baki, that the season 2, and I don't really remember season 1, and I never finished the original Baki either, so I'm all over the place with Baki. I just kind of confused the shit out of myself trying to explain that. But shout outs to Baki. It's one of the, it's pretty much, because Baki is like just straight fighting, so it's kind of like or not even just straight fighting, you know, obviously there's a level of like martial arts to it and whatnot, but Baki to me is kind of like what Ippo is to boxing from that generation or whatnot. Shout outs to Baki the Grappler. The new season is good. Yeah, I'm gonna try and see if I get into it, but I ain't gonna lie, I be distracted sometimes. I'll be like, oh, I want to watch some Baki, but then, man, that Batman season 1 animated, that shit is kind of cool. Also, was Gojo's chant the same as the one Urahime used to boost his purple at the start of the fight? If so, Gojo relying on his friend's technique in the heat of battle is epic versus Sukuna's individual strength philosophy. Gojo at the end of the day is not losing. Gojo at the end of the day, I'm gonna call it, Gojo's not losing, because that would just make it look like a lot of the shit that was talked about beforehand was a bluff, and we were very much so misled into believing that Gojo was really, really that dude when it came to even beating Sukuna. Because, like, how confident are anybody that of Sukuna resurrecting fully? Because I still feel like at some given point Sukuna is going to return. I don't know if he's going to look identical to his old form, but I feel like we're going to see him somewhat of how he used to be. And again, if that's his peak, because I don't think, has it been confirmed where he scales at right now in comparison to his original form? Because if his original form is still a ways off, I don't know, I just feel like it would make Gojo look a little bit weaker than Gege likes to if he loses to, you know, Sukuna and Megami's body and not Sukuna at what he's really like. If he lost to 100% Sukuna from back in the day, it's a different ballgame. It's like, well, okay, that's, you know, that's his peak. But if he's losing to a powered down version of Sukuna, he has the one finger left and the old body unless he ate the body. He's only missing one finger from his original form. So he's not far off then. I mean, you never know. One finger could make the world of difference, but Sukuna's getting rescued by 10 shadows and Maharaga. He's not using individual strength. It's still him. It's still him fighting. It's not like he's having, like, you know, a bunch of other sorcerers jump in. He's utilizing what he has at his disposal right now. Let's not completely take away from what Sukuna's capable of doing either. But yeah, dope stuff. I'd probably give that one another 8.5 out of 10. Really, really dope chapter. It seems like we're headed towards the climax of this battle. But it's also been, I like, you know, that's one of the things I like when a fight is not like, how can I say this? Like, okay, I'll give you an example. I used to get really mad with fairy tale fights that they would last like only max 3 chapters. Usually in 1 or 2 they would be wrapped up. I like sometimes having a nice long brawl for chapters upon chapters. Not all the time, because I'm a story guy, but when there is a big battle that people have been waiting 100 million years for, like Sukuna versus Gojo, I like the fact that Gege is not, you know, half-assing it or cutting corners and giving you 3 chapters, something like that. You're getting 11 straight knocked out brawl chapters of them going at it. And I appreciate that, because a lot of authors, I mean, look at Oda. Minus the Luffy and Kaido stuff, which kind of the fans gave him backlash for how long that went on. He don't really do long fights. But when it's appropriate, when you get to that point, like this needs to be a long fight, Oda goes ham. So, yeah, which is kind of interesting that Jujutsu Kaisen fans, for the most part, I think, are satisfied with this fight, right? You know, and it's been a pretty long one. With One Piece, I think because it's not really battle-based, even though it's a shonen battle series, it's not really battle-based. It's more story and adventure and whatnot. So when we get to a long battle, I remember, especially the climax of Luffy versus Kaido, people were really upset between the length of it, between, you know, just the outcome and stuff like that. So I guess also Gege has to tread lightly on this outcome, because a lot of backlash could come from it. You know, a lot of backlash could come from if the ending isn't satisfactory at the very least to the core Jujutsu Kaisen fans, the hardcore Jujutsu Kaisen fans. Gege might get a similar instance of what Oda got with the Luffy versus Kaido battle, because it's already, you know, treading long in length. If you add an ending that is not to what fans like, it might be a little bit of, you know, tomatoes being thrown at Gege. And Gege is pushing the power system to the brink right now. Where does Gege go after this battle to demonstrate things, or do they simplify it and dial it back after this battle? Like, does it go from, you know, this knockout, oh my god, this is freaking crazy, you know, taking it to the brink, like you said? Does he go back and, like, when it's Yuji versus what's homie's name, Kenjaku, do we just kind of take it back to the basics? Like, where do we go? Because I don't think we could get any more detailed and any more pushing, you know, the limits, so to speak, of what can be done than having a battle with Gojo and one of the, you know, the Voldemort, so to speak, of Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm imagining fights get a little bit simpler after this. Maybe I'm off on that. After this battle, they go to what is Jujutsu really and explore what positive curse energy is. Interesting. Okay, but yeah, that was Jujutsu Kaisen. Dope chapter. Let's move on. I want to do Chainsaw Man and then wrap up with My Hero. I don't want to end with Chainsaw Man because I don't know what filth Chainsaw Man is going to bring forth this chapter. So I don't want people to leave with, you know, potentially a negative experience. So we're going to do Chainsaw Man now and then close off with My Hero, which hopefully My Hero delivers the goods, so to speak. So let's jump into Chainsaw Man chapter 140, the latest chapter. Take a sip of this water and we will begin reading some Chainsaw Man. I hate the new characters for Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man hasn't been the same for a while, for better or worse. Let's do this though. Chainsaw Man 140, Scales. It's a building of Chainsaw Man's head, or there's a building with Chainsaw Man's head at the top. The building apparently originally belonged to some cult. The Chainsaw Man Church absorbed the cult and took everything, building and all. Awesome, right? We've vanquished evil. Denji looks like he don't care. He just wants some booty. Hey, where are all the... Wait. Hey, where are those all-you-can-sleep-with girls? Take it easy. We'll get to that. Short Stuff's gonna give you the tour first. I'll be your guide, Nobana Higashiyama, and I'm gonna throw off the gate based off those things on the side of his head. That's what's Shorty's named brother. Not Himeno. Shit, what is? Oh my god, what is Shorty's name? The one that is like a nervous wreck all the time, that stabbed Denji at one given point. What's Shorty's name? Not Himeno. Kobeni. That's Kobeni's brother, I'm calling it. Which is crazy because we haven't seen Kobeni in the sequel yet. Okay. Dude, it's almost all students. Good eye. You see, the Chainsaw Man Church is run by a body of students rather than adults. The adults' mental faculties are diminished because of an American ultraviolet ray weapon in Japan's air. That's why the students are forming the Chainsaw Man Church together. Wait, hold on. Let me read that one more time. The adults' mental faculties are diminished because of an American ultraviolet ray weapon in Japan's air. Fascinating. America's the freaking worst. Are you for real? It's for real. Chainsaw Man's devil powers give him supervision. That's how he discovered it. They're really for real dangerous. America and adults both. Hey, what's that room? That's the Chainsaw Man Wedding Chapel. Chainsaw Man Wedding Chapel? That's right. In the next room over, Denji, you'll have sex with a girl. What? Oh, I will. Oh, the filth of Chainsaw Man is so filthy. I feel disgusting while reading it. Holy. Oh, let's keep going. But yeah, I'm convinced that's Kobeni's brother. Yeah, and then you'll marry her in the chapel, and then after that you'll join the Chainsaw Man Church. So they have a whole setup there of he's gonna bone Shorty, marry her, and then join the church. Interesting. Say what? I'm not gonna marry her. What the hell are you talking about? Huh? Wait, huh? Gotta be a good guide. In the Chainsaw Man Church, we encourage student marriages and, oh, right, that's it. The current system of getting married after you become an adult was brought over from America. Chainsaw Man saw it for what it really is, a system for controlling Japanese people as slaves. Marrying as students and then raising the resulting children in the Chainsaw Man Church is the most natural marriage system. For real though, America's the freaking worst. Yo, Fujimoto has written that line a couple different times in this chapter. I think he's not a big fan of America. You lying sacks of crap. I want to have sex, but I don't want to get married. Huh? Why the hell not? I never found no American ultraviolet whatever either. Huh? For real, you didn't? Of course not. I mean, yeah, maybe we lie, make that embellish things a little, but it's true that the Chainsaw Man Church has saved a bunch of people. Does it make it okay to make crap and force kids to get married though? You're a kid too, you piece of trash. You came with me without a second thought. Without a second thought, I thought this through logically, and no, you didn't, Denji. You thought with your straight up with your dick out. Stop playing with us, Denji. What? Yeah, I got a lot of nuts. I'm being logical too, man. If we save 100 people, it's no big deal if one person gets screwed in the process, right? Don't fight. I can't guide you like that. Hey, our next stop is a fun one. It's called the Chainsaw Man Bathroom. And what? That'll do, Nobana. Go on back to your usual duties. Yes, sir. Yo, that's Kobeni's brother all the way. I wonder if we actually ever gonna see Kobeni again, but yeah. Hey, I brought him like you said. Talk some sense into this idiot for me, will you? Hey there, long time no see, or so I'm told. But since neither of us remember each other, put her there. I'm Barum. What the hell? Why is he shoving his fingers in his nose? What do you do that for? I'll F you up, butt munch. Really? Butt munch? Fine by me. If you did, Chainsaw Man might come to save me. I wonder why he hasn't been fighting devils lately. It's quite the mystery. Hey, what do you think would bring Chainsaw Man back? Like I care. What are we to do? Would he come back if a big bad devil tore up Tokyo? Tokyo will be fine even without Chainsaw Man. It has devil hunters. Plus there's Asa. Oh, you know Asa? Are you friends? Shut up. Well, I guess she's even been on TV lately. A cute dumb girl is a good catch. Does that mean killing Asa Mitaka will bring back Chainsaw Man? What are you picture weighing the following on a pair of scales? On the right side, place a peaceful, wonderful, everyday life, friends, family, your pet, cat, and dogs. And on the left side, just one thing, the starter that transforms you into Chainsaw Man. Which side is heavier? Let me read that back one more time again. Hold on. Picture weighing the following on a pair of scales. On the right side, place a peaceful, wonderful, everyday life, friends, family, your pet, cat, and dogs. And on the left side, just one thing, the starter that transforms you into Chainsaw Man. I'm wondering it's interesting because on the right side for us as readers, looking at it on our right side, it kind of looks like a little bit of, he looks sad on the peaceful life side of things. But on the left side, it's like, oh, you know, very odd. Again, from our side as a reader, but maybe on his side, his right is, or his left would be the Chainsaw Man one. I don't know. Which side is heavier? That art, that panel on the bottom left is dope. Final page. Let go. I'm out of this crazy place. We'll be seeing you, Chainsaw Man. Enjoy your normal life while you can. Oh, God. Hey, what's going on? First time chatter, Nidge DFX. Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, that was odd. I ain't gonna lie. At a crossroads, they're telling him, hey, you could bone a girl in the chapel and then marry her right there. The hell is going on here? Introducing Kobeni's brother was dope. It's dope to see Kobeni's brother. I don't know how much... See, it makes me wonder, like, are we never going to see Kobeni again? And this is going to be like, because you know how they've reversed everything, right? Like, you know, there's... like, you know, we got the awesome Mitaka character. Even though I'm willing to bet that Fujimoto probably didn't have as many plans of having Denji as central to the story as he's ultimately become. I'm imagining that fan backlash is what pushed Fujimoto to really make Denji once again feel like the main character, because for the beginning of the manga, Denji was not as present. I mean, we didn't even see him in the manga for a while, but I'm willing to bet something happened reader-wise. You know, readership dropped, fandom dropped, the backlash came, and probably even Shueisha and Jump were like, yo, you made a hit with Chainsaw Man 1, you're not making a hit with Chainsaw Man 2, so here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna get that Denji guy, and you're gonna show a lot of the things that people liked about him, and you're gonna put it in the forefront, and you're gonna focus in on him. Sure, you already set the seedlings so you can show the Asa character here and there. She's a well-written character. We know, good writing. But we want to see the Denji guy. That's what the readers, you know, bought into Chainsaw Man, because we've seen a lot of Denji lately. And I'm imagining again that's due to the fandom, you know, signing up for Chainsaw Man for Denji. This church thing is honestly is a little bit bizarre. You know, them going to this kid ran church or whatnot and telling him to, you know, bone the girl in the chapel and then marry her. Denji, you could also see that, shoutouts to Denji's character development. Denji's character development is exemplary, and I hope I said that right. I don't know. He's great, because this is not the same Denji that he probably would have, even just to get in them panties, he would have boned the chick in the chapel and then worried about it later. So we've seen some growth in Denji as well, and also the fact that he's like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm out of here. So some growth in Denji from that angle of, like, he's not just following protocol. He is going with what, you know, he wants to do, and that's not what he necessarily wants to do. I mean, granted, it's not necessarily a bad thing of like, yo, get married, but maybe, you know, he's too young at the same time. Denji is only still like a teenager. Midsoul Man is wild. It's very wild, I'm not gonna lie. It's very wild. I don't believe Denji will end up joining the church because it looked the weapon devil's trying to kill Asa, even though she is the key to save the world. What's going on, McCory Knight? Thank you for being a first-time chatter. Yeah, I don't know. It's extremely bizarre. And yeah, definitely this just doesn't feel like the same Chainsaw Man that whatchamacallit, all of us signed up for. Even in the end, it kind of these people kind of give me the heebie-jeebies in a way. When he's like, I'm out of this place, and they're like, we'll be seeing you again, Chainsaw Man. Enjoy your normal life while you can. Like, very creepy, very creepy. And again, people saying the weapons devil and all this stuff. I don't know. Creepy stuff with Chainsaw Man 140. But let's go on to a lighter note, and let's close this bad boy off with a dope vibe of My Hero Academia 398. Wow, I can't believe we're 2 chapters away from 400. That is nuts. That is nuts. Thankfully, My Hero has been slapping the past couple chapters. Let's see if Horikoshi can maintain this level of hype. I want Asa and Nayuta back, please. Yeah, I want to see more Nayuta. That was cool. You know, it kind of felt like it was adding an extra layer to Denji's character to have the responsibility of this little girl that is like a little sister or a daughter to him. I'm here for that. But yeah, My Hero Academia, final chapter, or not final chapter, God, it's getting late. Latest chapter, 398. Toshinori Yagi, Rising / Origin. And it's starting off with the previous user of One for All, Before All Might. Let me be your pupil. Interesting. Yo, All Might is going all in on All for One. Pinky. Super acid injection, Pinky. Okay. Oh, just after rewinding some damage, you're dissolving away now. All Might, I'm trash, right? So much for that theory. Let me assist you without a quirk. Ridiculous. Oh, let me assist you. Without a quirk? Ridiculous. Please, I mean it. Go defend the 3-meter radius with that rusty pipe of yours. Good luck. My family was killed a while back. Mine too, but I don't have the luxury to join your little quest for vengeance. I just can't accept a world where those who take from others come out on top, and then those who've had everything stolen, their grief turns into hatred in an endless spiraling cycle. Yeah? And what's your solution? I want to make the world a place where everyone can live with a smile, and for that, the world needs a symbol. A symbol of what? Of peace. Even with plenty of new buildings and visible restoration efforts, people have been living in fear for a while now. Their hearts and minds are shrouded in darkness. A quirkless guy like... Wait, no. So you would put on a grand display of power. Everyone's got a tough enough time with their own 3-foot radius. So yes, I would step up. A quirkless guy like me has no role otherwise. Interesting. Yo, Horikoshi, don't scare me. If anything I've learned with manga is when we get into flashback territory, that's not a good sign for the character. Shout outs to this drawing right here. Freaking incredible on pages 6 and 7. This double spread of this building blowing up. My God. Never, ever will I ever, no matter how, down bad the writing's been, will I ever try to take away from Horikoshi's ability to draw. Horikoshi's ability to draw is just, oh. And I don't think that's a building. I think that's somebody, or All for One, getting knocked through that building. That's what it is, I believe. Is it? Yeah. All for One is even closer to UA now, but he's veered off course. He's pursuing All Might instead. What does that say? I can't even read that. Fractured ribs, full body contusions, respiratory malfunction. I too was once brimming with youth. Hey, Chapter 1 Deku. The man we knew as All Might could not live his life any other way. Look at Stain. Yo, the art. Let's go. Is he even younger now? Maybe he's not aware of it. Better not probe or he might come to his senses. He had to use quirks to expel the pinky super acid from his body, but the strain is hurting him. Does taking damage speed up the rewinding process? Haha. Yo, this shit looks hype, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, is All Might laughing? Ha 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 ha. Don't stop now, Hercules. Keep it coming. Yo, this is getting critical. To be of service to others. What a joy. Fight on together. You hear me? Thrusters, Urabity, and Ingenium. Full throttle to victory. He's fighting. All Might. Midoriya Kid. Oh, snap. I ain't gonna lie, that drawing is dope. That art is dope on pages 14 to 15. Horikoshi, I'm so mad at you that they're fighting and you're still not showing us. And I'm imagining whenever he does get to it, he's going to probably say, 30 minutes earlier, Deku versus Shigaraki, and give us a play-by-play. And yeah, the art is phenomenal. Each of those panels right there, Deku, Shigaraki, All for One, and All Might, phenomenal art. Just great. And honestly, I really enjoyed this chapter for what it was. Kind of All Might really just like, yo, I'm gonna take him down. Also getting that flashback, which worries me about All Might's future, because a flashback like that always usually means something tragic on the horizon, which I hope that's not the case at all. You know, let All Might take an ass whipping if you want, Horikoshi. Have All for One, I don't know, break a rib or two. Just don't cross the line, Horikoshi. Don't do it. But yeah, I don't know, I really like this chapter too. I'd say in comparison to the Jujutsu Kaisen chapter, what I gave Jujutsu Kaisen, I said like 8, 8.5. I'll say JJK was 8.5 and this was 8. This was very good still. It was quick, but it's really just demonstrating, and it looks like it's hinting towards something for, I don't know, man, if Night Eye's premonition comes true. Oh, I hope not. I hope not. Seeing Deku is cool, but with no context, it's like, what the fuck is happening? I think Horikoshi is gonna take it back. I think Horikoshi is gonna give us a 20 minutes before, 30 minutes before what was going on, and we're gonna get a full play-by-play. There's no way that Horikoshi is gonna skip out on the big fight everybody's been waiting for. Deku's losing too much skin, which is worrisome. I mean, he couldn't heal his bones, but I think the healing lady could still heal that. And remember, Night Eye saw All Might's fate. Yeah, but it could be changed. And I'm not gonna. Maybe he might get injured badly or something like that. I don't want to believe that Horikoshi is gonna go that. Why wait till, especially, you know what I'm saying? If he was gonna do that, it would have been great to have done it back then, when, you know, the whole rescue Bakugo situation, all that went down. To do it now at the stretch, that'd be heartbreaking. I don't know. Every time he shows Deku is dope, but it's like, I don't know what he's doing. Last we saw, he was charging at Shigaraki or something. Again, I'm feeling like Horikoshi is gonna give us a full display of it. It'll just come after what he's doing right now. Wheelchair All Might makes sense. Having All Might in a wheelchair, okay. Deku apparently changed it when he saved Eddie. It's a big possibility. Maybe instead of dying, maybe he's gonna be the one that saves the world one more time against All for One. And then Deku's gonna finish it off with, you know, stopping the corrupted student. I really like the chapter regardless. It didn't deliver the craziest amount, but it's progressing the fight with All for One and All Might. Gave us a little glimpse at Shigaraki and Deku, which it feels more at this point like a disrespectful tease, but I'll take what I can get, I guess, at this point with whatchamacallit, with Deku and Shigaraki. Wheelchair All Might, I could see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even think that that's necessary. I think just him taking the ass whooping one more time, it is what it is. He's already, his life is a wheelchair. He has no more powers. He hasn't had powers after being, you know, the Superman of My Hero Academia's verse for so long. He has no powers. So I think just catching the ass whooping, maybe a scar or two, something like that, is more than okay. All Might dies and he appears in Deku's subconscious with the others. And what if All Might, instead of a quirk, gives Deku? That's too much. That's too tragic. Like, yo, your sensei dies, but now you have him in your head. That's just, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I give that one an 8. That was very good in my opinion. I liked it. Art was dope, all of that jazz. And with that being said, I gotta get up with my kids in like 4 hours. So let's call it one. It's been a really dope stream. I hope everyone had a good time. God bless. And let's close this bad boy out with God Asked.
Yeah. You see, you asked for it, so here's my answer. Hope you appreciate it. I got faith you will. God asked me who I am, so I'm here to answer. I love to make music without the stanza. When I'm alone, I like to groove, but I'm not a dancer. At times I'm really scared. scared, but I'ma still throw my hands up. I love my family regardless of the fuss and fights. I love them all, thanking God she helped me see the light. Proud to be a father, really love my daughter. Miss my baby mama, who would I be without her? I could cry right now when I think of Lila. That was my older sister, indeed I really miss her. Last time that we spoke was on the day of Christmas. Twin for real, 2 years apart. Same month, same day, suffer from the same shit, same pain. Had to put her in the ground on our birthday. Now I get why Biggie said it was the worst days. And I don't wanna keep on talking about my family. Every day I'm fighting hard, comfort and insanity. No such thing as randomly, cards that they done handed me. Searching for the Q&A but asking for it candidly. Who am I? A question that I struggle with. Sometimes I don't really know. At times I think I know, but then I really don't. Oh my, what a tangle web we weave. Feeling settled when I think, clear my mind, but that's a tall order. Who am I? I think I answered it, well sort of. You don't even know yourself, but you care about others. Why don't you find out yourself who you are? Why don't you find out yourself who you are? Why don't you find out yourself who you are? You don't even know yourself, but you care about others. Why don't you find out yourself who you are? Why don't you find out yourself who you are? Why don't you find out yourself who you are? Trying to figure it out, it's like you're steady walking through the Sahara Desert and trying to find an alternate route. Need a way out, but fall from a sinner, fall from your typical quitter, fall from being bitter. Sure, there's a bunch of little things that I don't like, but if I sat around and complained every day, where would I be, right? Honestly, I'd rather be happy. Honestly, I'd rather focus on the things that make me smile, even if it's for a while. I just wanna be everything I ever dreamed. It's what makes me, it's what keeps me going, it's what keeps me moving. Even when I wanna quit and say this is it, I think what type of example am I leading for my kids? See, faith without works is a dead road. If we take it too personal, we dead wrong. But I'ma never let up, yes I know we that strong. You don't even know yourself, but you care about others. Why don't you find out yourself who you are? Why don't you find out yourself who you are? Why don't you find out yourself who you are? You don't even know yourself, but you care about others. Why don't you find out yourself who you are? Why don't you find out yourself who you are? Why don't you find out yourself who you are?
Despite what that fortune cookie says, sometimes you gotta take 2 steps backwards and it leads you to your future. With that being said, God bless. Thank you for everybody who joined me tonight. Yeah. Oh, I guess one more time. The Rise of Tim Roosevelt out now. All streaming platforms. You can listen to it. You can stream it. You can have all of that good stuff with it. And it means the world to me when you support it. I'm Tim. And until next time, I'll see you. Stay blessed. Peace.
This is for my day ones. This is for my day ones.
I would like to thank each and every person that has taken time to listen and provide feedback for my new album that is out right now, The Rise of Tim Roosevelt. You can listen to it on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, pretty much anywhere you get your music. You can listen to it. Link in the description below so you could go check it out for yourself. Thank you so much, and let's keep on rocking out, you know?